You are listening to Unscripted Moments, a podcast about propaganda. On this bizarre, strange episode, Steve and I listen to Typo Negative and drive to a Buffalo Bills versus the Kansas City Chiefs game here in Buffalo. Steve, how's it going?
It's going awesome. Just navigating the Buffalo roads right now.
Yeah, it's pretty funny that I live here and I could do this drive in my sleep, and you're the one who's doing the transportation today. So I'm grateful for your driving today. But we are decked out. We got our Bills gear going. I got my Bills hat, and I've got my Dalton Kincaid jersey, and Steve's decked out in his fabulous brand new coat that he got, and his Zubaz pants. And if you don't know what Zubaz pants are, Z-U-B-A-Z, look them up. They're kind of a Buffalo institution. So how are you feeling about the game today? I'm
feeling pretty good about the game. Honestly, I've been listening to a lot of Locked On Bills, but the way that I'm kind of approaching this game is that I think it's a win-win no matter what happens today, because obviously the Bills they're gonna win the division. We know that. It's not about today's game, it's about the game that these two teams play in January. So we're kind of getting over some injuries right now. I know Keon Coleman's not playing, but Amari Cooper is allegedly playing. But with the bye week coming up after this game and the likeliness of getting Matt Milano back after the bye, while today's game is going to be super exciting and I'm super jazzed for it, I don't think that a loss would be as detrimental as a regular loss would normally be.
Yeah, I would rather lose today. And so the Bills are historically kind of like 1-1 against the Chiefs in the last several seasons, and they go into this in great detail on Locked On Bills, that podcast you mentioned. But we seem to win the regular season game and then lose the playoff game, and I would honestly be fine with reversing that. But going into a bye 8-3 with the possibility of getting multiple weapons back after the bye is really huge. So I'm really just going into today hoping to have a fun time, a nice experience. We have great weather. It's 50 degrees and overcast, and we're not going to be freezing our butts off. And we're going to have a nice time at the tailgate. But I have a Keon Coleman story for you that I haven't told you yet.
Oh, I can't wait.
So 2 nights ago, I went out to dinner with Patrina and some friends for one of Patrina's friends' 40th birthdays. And I'm standing outside of the restaurant on Main Street in downtown Buffalo next to a pizza shop named Lovejoy Pizza, which is a super famous pizza joint here in town. And out of the restaurant, carrying pizzas, walks Keon Coleman.
What?
Onto the sidewalk 10 feet away from me. And he walks out with the owner, and he and the owner are chatting. And I went over to him and I said, "Hi, it's great to meet you," and gave him a Go Bills, and then he got into his muscle car and powered off down Main Street in downtown Buffalo. But I totally met Keon Coleman on the sidewalk in Buffalo 2 nights ago.
That is unreal. How did you not get a picture?
I got a picture.
Oh, you did? You didn't send it to me?
I didn't get a picture with him. I didn't because he was carrying a hot pizza. He's just a 21-year-old guy living his life. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wasn't I wasn't prepared to be the 40-year-old Punisher, basically, to get him to do this. But I did snap a covert pic of him as he was getting into his car.
I feel like that's way creepier, though.
It's way creepier, so it might have been way worse that I did that. But I can show you the creeper photo in a little bit. But yeah, so I met Keon Coleman 2 nights ago here in Buffalo.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So what are you excited about most for today?
Honestly, I'm super excited just because, we went to the game earlier this year, the preseason game.
Yeah.
And I thought it was awesome, but everyone kept telling me, oh, this is super tame. It's not what it's going to be like for a season game. So I'm really hoping to just kind of have that full experience today and just, I want to see Ketchup and Mustard Guy.
Oh, I don't know if he's doing it. I think he's got some health problems. So definitely inquire with the people who go to our tailgate if Ketchup and Mustard Guy is doing that. But you might have to go on a little hike if you wanted to find him, because I don't think he's anywhere near the lot that we're going to be parking in.
Oh, and the I know the CBS panel
Yep.
is going to be set up in the parking lot today.
I think they're in lot 6, which is going to be right next to us, and I do think that that Beecher was talking about going to track them down. So it really could work out. And in 2.6 miles, we're going to get on Route 219 South. We are literally driving across Buffalo right now.
I wanted to make I love making signs, like with Bristol board kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I have reusable Bristol board at home that we go to see Zoe's niece play hockey, and I always make signs for her on reusable. She'll have a tournament. They play 4 games, and I have a reusable thing that I make 4 different signs for.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do a sign, but I didn't want to bring all my reusable stuff because like I'm not gonna see it again after.
Right.
So, but I forgot to pick up like a standard Bristol board at the dollar store yesterday. So.
Oh, well, here's another thing we have to talk about. In the music world, so we make a podcast about Propagandhi, so people listening to this are going to be so completely confused as to what it is that we're doing, which means they haven't listened to the podcast in a long time, because we spend a third of our content now just talking about the NFL. But today there's going to be apparently a Black Hawk helicopter flyover, so we are getting full Dear Coach's Corner vibes today.
Wasn't it Military Week like last week or something?
It was Veterans Day on November 11th.
Yeah, so then what's the deal with that today?
So I think that's going to be, they've been doing flyovers. I saw a flyover at the Miami Dolphins game 2 weeks ago,
But
so they've been doing that.
The Dolphins game was, I guess that was 2 weeks, it was the week before Veterans Day, right?
Yeah, that was November 3rd, so it was before, so this is the game immediately after Veterans Day, so we're getting some full Dear Coach's Corner action here today.
You know, I've got a lot to say about that, but I don't know if this is the right time to do it because I'm driving, but, man, like, that's gotta stop.
I mean,
I don't even want the anthem at the game.
Yeah, I don't see it stopping. But so that's going to happen, and we'll recap that experience in the post game recording that we're going to do later. But another thing in the world of music is that it's very likely that Taylor Swift will be at the game today because of her relationship with Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce. So I have binoculars here, so I will be seeing if I can locate Taylor Swift in one of the luxury boxes at Highmark Stadium.
I think she's done 2 of the Toronto shows, or is she up to 3 of the Toronto shows now? I'm not really sure how many of the actual Eras Tour shows that she's done in Toronto. Yeah, I'm just waiting for this guy to get over, and then I'll get in front of him.
Yep, thanks, buddy. Wagoneer. Oh, he's a masshole.
Yeah, he's from Boston.
Oh, wait, never mind. Wait, what the heck? What is up with these lane markers? Okay, yeah, get back over. Yeah, this is dumb. We're having a dumb time here, everybody. Oh, well, it is what it is. We're almost to Orchard Park. We're seeing the signs for Orchard Park, which is where the Buffalo Bills actually play. They play 10 miles as the crow flies from Buffalo itself. So we've got sort of a Foxborough, Massachusetts situation going on where we're kind of far outside of the city.
Right? Last time we made this exact drive here at this exact point,
yeah,
we were driving along with the Carolina Panthers.
We were, yeah. Okay, so going back to what you were saying earlier, the preseason games and the regular season games, the vibe could not be more different. And if you are going to go to a single regular season game here in Buffalo, this is the one to go to because it's against the defending I almost said Stanley Cup, the defending Super Bowl champions. So it's gonna be like, this is like the game of the year up to this point. Like at
it's the marquee matchup of the NFL season so far.
So far,
like,
yeah.
The TV schedule is being built entirely around this 4:25 game today.
Exactly, and it's on CBS. So if anybody out there watched the Chiefs Bills game, which will be over by the time you hear this, Steve and I were in the end zone. That's where the seats are that we're going to be. The
end zone right above the walkout tunnel.
Yes, it's so fun watching them come in and out of the locker rooms during the game, before and after. So it's a pretty fun time. So we're hopeful that today will be a positive experience. Do you have any predictions or hopes or wishes?
I hope that this game concludes with no further injuries.
Yeah.
That is my main hope for the game today. no injuries. Primary one.
Yeah, that's the hardest thing about liking this sport, is that watching people get completely physically devastated. Do you know what I mean? And having the towel over the head as the little truck drives them off the field, knowing that person will not be mobile and all that stuff. And I know we're talking about people that are very wealthy and have the best medical care that money can buy. But, you know, they're people too, and we don't want any injuries. So we're about to get off and we're going to go park, so we're going to pause this recording so that we can get ourselves situated. But, yay, go Bills.
Go Bills.
All right, so Steve, we are sitting here in Lot 7 at the Buffalo Bills Highmark Stadium right now. The lots have not opened yet. The lot for the official stadium opens 4 hours before kickoff. It is 11:56 a.m., and the lot opens in 29 minutes. So we are sitting here alone, and we just went and saw the CBS broadcast with J.J. Watt, Bill Cowher, James Brown, Matt Ryan. So we've been, doing stuff.
We're doing stuff. We hit the Bills store. Honestly, this is my first regular season game, so it's a completely different experience than the preseason game. It is all, the game is until 4:25 this afternoon. It's already pretty much insane anywhere around the stadium right now.
Yeah, we went to, there's a little convenience store that has a super famous tailgating lot that we kind of walked through just to get a sense of it, and it is completely full. Fire pits everywhere. People got their crock pots going and their grills going, and there's drinking. We have an amazing view of the brand new stadium that's being built right across the street. Cranes up in the air. We've accomplished a whole heck of a lot already, but the reason the sound sounds different right now is because we're recording this on my phone, because I didn't want to bring my nice recording gear to the stadium itself. But yeah, any other thoughts on our post-parking excursions?
I'd say so far so good. I got my Deion Dawkins jersey, which I'm super jazzed about.
And we've got the chili.
I made my Grey Cup chili because it's Grey Cup Sunday, except I will not be watching the Grey Cup because I will be here instead.
Yeah, how do you feel about that? You're missing the championship game of the Canadian Football League for an NFL regular season game. Are you okay with this?
Honestly, it's the Chiefs and the Bills.
Yeah.
I have to be okay with it.
Yeah.
This is the game.
Yep, it is. So we still are holding the line on this. This is the game.
There's also a chance that I'm going to get home to catch the end of the Grey Cup game.
Really? How late does it go?
It starts, I believe kickoff is towards 7 p.m.
Oh, well, you might. Do they... Is it on the radio? Can you put it on a radio broadcast when you're in the car on the way home?
Oh, I'm sure I could probably put on the radio. Once I could even put the game on my phone.
Oh, okay, cool.
I won't do that while driving, but
yeah,
I can listen to it while driving.
Yeah. Oh, there's a car driving straight at us. I wonder if they're open.
Oh, they opened the lot.
Oh, they must be opening the lots now.
There we
All
go.
Right. Here comes the tailgating cavalry, basically. Cars are starting to roll in now for the official lots.
If you can imagine, do you know when you online you see videos of European music festivals, large ones like Wacken and these, when they open the gates, everyone just rushes in? That's essentially what's happening right here, right now, but with cars.
Yeah, here they come, and they're all driving straight at us. It's really, really funny. It is going nuts. All right, folks, we're going to...
wrap up. It's going to get loud in here soon, so we're going to wrap this up for the moment.
Here we go. Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Yes. Hello, Steve. We are back. Post-game show. I'm on 1 power battery, so if this thing dies, this is all we're gonna get.
Fired up. What a game.
It was a great game. How do you feel about your first home game experience with the Buffalo Bills?
I was unbelievable. It was just so cool to be part of that. The energy in the building was next level.
Yeah. A little different than the preseason game we got to go to, right?
Oh, it was completely different. It's night and day difference between the two.
The end of the game was really powerful for me because whenever you look at the noise meter, you never really know how accurate those things are, but throughout the entire game, it was 98 decibels whenever the Bills were on defense against the Chiefs.
And then all of a sudden, at the end, whenever we were just kind of looking victory in the face, the decibel meter was like 102 decibels, and it was definitely noticeably louder in there. So I kind of am now a believer in the noise meter.
Oh, she capped out at 106 on that last KC when Mahomes was having his little meltdown there. 106.
So if everybody can't tell, we had a victory. We saw a win. The Kansas City Chiefs came to Buffalo here for a home game with the Bills, and the Bills were 8-2. And the Chiefs were 9-0, undefeated going into this game. And as everybody knows, the Kansas City Chiefs offense has not been super great this year. Patrick Mahomes has been pretty dodgy in his performance compared to past years, but they have just eked it out week after week because they have great coaching and they get a lot of luck and they have really, great defense keeping them in it. But they didn't get so lucky today, did they, Steve?
No, they didn't get lucky, and they were not even basically executing today.
Mm-hmm.
The Buffalo defense was swarming them.
Yeah.
At every opportunity. 2 picks.
Yeah.
Opening drive pick.
Yeah. Did you have a favorite moment? Do you have a favorite moment of
the Josh touchdown on 4th down. Come on.
Yeah. Josh touchdown, 4th down, and then the entire stadium busts out into MVP chants the whole rest of the game.
Oh, it was deafening.
Yeah, and then the entire stadium busting out into The Killers' Mr. Brightside, which apparently has become our winning song. The lyrics, whenever they play the lyrics across the screen, I'm like, man, this is some sketchy stuff in the content of this song, but that has become our victory tune.
Oh, super sketchy song, don't get me wrong, but at least it's not, there's tons of other bands and stuff out there that have way more problematic stuff than that.
Yeah. The part where it's she's going to bed and my stomach is sick, and everybody's singing it in this joyful, unified manner, 70,000 people strong, just going hard.
Dawson Knox on the sideline, just playing air guitar and dancing around. Oh, it's beautiful.
Absolutely amazing. Katrina, what did you think about the Bills game?
Well,
I'm putting you on the spot. Sorry.
I've been to a few, and that was up there. Some of the best games I've been to. Super fun.
How would you rank it?
Oh, top three.
Okay, give me your other.
Any win against Mahomes. Well, the storied, offensively perfect game was obviously my favorite game I've been to, but that was up there. It's always nice to have a win against Kansas City Chiefs.
You were feeling the tension a little bit there tonight. How did you?
Yes.
Did you have a favorite moment of the game?
Oh no, definitely the Josh touchdown.
Yeah.
Sure. We were all wondering if going for it was the right call, and it turns out, as I screamed, it was the right fucking call.
Yeah. It was kind of a sketchy one too, because Beecher was no, it's the right call. Either direction it goes, it's the right call, and I was shitting bricks, and I was just oh my god, I can't believe this is actually what we're gonna do. And then he gets it, and the rushing touchdown he had was just artistic.
He was on the 20.
Yeah. It was
4th and 2
run.
from the 20.
Yeah, it was an insane touchdown. I'm just so happy.
It was a big boy touchdown is what that was.
Mm-hmm. I had such a calm experience at this game. I was really personally comfortable with either outcome. If they lost, they would go into a bye 8-3. If they won, they beat the defending Super Bowl champions at home in front of a packed house that were going nuts the entire night. And then they go into the bye 9-2. I mean, come on. So we get the 9-1 Chiefs and the 9-2 Bills, and it's just
And the Ravens lost today.
And the Ravens lost. I mean, it is just such a powerful position that we're in. This time last year, I saw this on Reddit earlier that the Bills 1 year ago today were 5-5, and now we're 9-2 in a year that
it was supposed to be a rebuilding year.
Yeah, the fan base was freaking out at the beginning of the year because we were losing some some vets, we were losing some long-standing really consistent people, and we came back with this crew that just seems to love playing together. They just seem to love
each other.
Yeah.
One thing I would really like to highlight and point out is I definitely made a new best friend at the game today.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the dude in the Stone Cold Steve Austin vest.
Oh, yeah.
Who I must have high-fived him probably 30 times during the game.
Okay, so Katrina, tell the story of Stone Cold Steve Austin.
He's a legend. really. He's been with us since the beginning, and he's across the aisle from us, but we have formed a bond with him, and we are very very close. with Stone
This is
Cold.
definitely not safe.
Oh, there's somebody out the window.
Oh, yeah,
Like riding on the
person
roof of a
riding
car.
on
And they're
top of
shooting air guns. They're shooting air pistols. Yeah, but Stone Cold is cool because he's got a leather vest that he wears over his Buffalo Bills jersey that
I gotta
is
get over here,
yeah
I think.
painted with a Stone Cold Steve Austin logo. Is that right?
Yes.
It's
and he
the-
he conducts the crowd. Like he
Oh,
will let
God.
you know when it's time to be loud or when it's time to shut up, and you do what he says.
He really is like a conductor, isn't he?
Yes.
He's so intense, but like he's actually the nicest guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was there like helping elderly people get up the stairs.
Yes.
He was like giving little kids in Kansas City jerseys high fives.
Mm-hmm.
He's just seems like the nicest dude.
He's a gift.
We're immortalizing him now on this podcast about a Canadian punk band from Winnipeg, Manitoba. So Stone Cold Steve Austin in the leather vest. Is he in section 122 officially?
Yes.
Okay, so if anybody ever goes to the Bills game, you're in 122.
122
Stone Cold.
around row 35.
Yeah, and he would be like in seat 1 because he's the first seat on the row.
You can't miss him.
And he's there.
He's there every week.
Yeah, and ever since you've
Every
had
game.
seasons, right?
Yes.
Okay. Very cool. Is there any other lore that you would like to share with the listeners of the podcast as a season ticket holder?
No, I can't. I can't think of anything else. My brain is a little decimated from this day.
Yeah, we're pretty fried. And as you can hear from I'm curious what I'm going to sound like on the recording compared to the first 20 minutes of audio that we recorded on the drive down, because I'm definitely down an octave or two. But yeah, what you do when you go to a Bills game, whenever the Bills are on defense, you just scream as loud as you possibly can so that it throws the other side, and they can't really get their offensive going, and they can't get all on the same page, and they can't hear each other talking on the field. And
it seemed to work.
It
work.
is hard work. How would you describe because it's a tradition, but it's like doing the work for the defense.
Yes. I get very angry when they're not holding up their end of the deal because I go to work every Monday with no voice at all.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh goodness.
Sorry. Excuse my if I'm forgetting, but was this your podcast debut?
yes.
Yes, this is Patrina's
Yes, it
podcast
is.
debut.
Yes.
Wow.
So
Here.
Zoe and Patrina get to debut on back-to-back episodes.
Zoe's been on like 4 episodes at this point.
Well, yeah, she was on our Q&A on our
She was-
AMA.
And she was in the Blind Guardian episode too.
Okay, so Zoe's been on. She's a recurring character on the show at this point.
Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast, Patrina.
Thanks. Happy to be here.
Yes. Any other takeaway thoughts, Steve? You've seen a preseason game, you've seen a postseason game, but let me really quick. I just got to say that the reason you are at this game and the preseason game is because you really got on my nerves when you said, "I'll never get to a game. I've accepted it. I'm just never gonna get to go." And I was in my mind like, "Oh, fuck that."
I appreciate that when you did an impression of me, you lowered your voice substantially.
Oh, you're welcome.
To do an impression of me.
Oh yeah, I'm never gonna get to go to the game. Oh, look at me, I'm Steve. I'm never gonna go to a Bills game. So I am really happy that you just were self-deprecating in your future Bills attendance, and I took it upon myself to ensure that turned out to be complete bullshit.
Yeah, I'm never going to a game, and then Greg is like, no, we're definitely going to a game.
We're definitely gonna go. I'm gonna get you to some games, I promise.
And we played Celine Dion for you at the tailgate.
It was
in honor of
beautiful.
Canada.
It was beautiful.
Yes. Any other takeaway thoughts, Steve?
Honestly, I know most people listening to this. Well, all 3 of you that listen to this.
Yeah, we're running low on listeners these days.
You're not. No one's in the Buffalo area except for the 2 of us.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're ever here, you got to go to a game. Like it is just. Like I've been to a lot of sporting events.
Yeah.
And going to a Bills game, the closest thing that I can think kind of replicates going to a Bills game is going to a Canadiens game in Montreal at the Bell Center.
Got it.
Is the closest thing that I can think of. Like I've been to games all over Canada and the US. A Canadiens game in Montreal and a Bills game in Buffalo are the 2 most intense, cool things to be at.
Do those Habs games get that loud?
Habs games, I mean, the team's been pretty garbage for a number of years, but when they went, it was 2021, I believe, they went to the Stanley Cup Finals. Had it not been reduced building COVID
yeah.
era, it would have been insane. Like
Yeah.
the Bell Center is actually crazy.
All right. Well, that's closing thoughts. Anything else? I mean, I had a blast today.
Best day. Go Bills.
Go Bills. You have been listening to Unscripted Moments, a podcast about the Buffalo Bills. This is Greg and Steve and Katrina, and we are hitting the highway right now. So thank you so much for listening. If you actually wound up listening to this, it means a lot. Thank you. Bye. Go Bills.